So maybe let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
From kind of, you described how you grew up.
Yeah.
And then you obviously attended the University of Sheffield.
Yes, I did.
How did you end up going there? Like, what was that journey like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did IB.
Okay.
I did IB for 3 years. It's usually 2 years, but I did it for 3 years because I repeated the first year because it was so hard. I failed my way through the first year, so I was like, I'm not gonna continue and just like get a bad grade in the end. Let me just start again and fresh start and go to which worked out really well for me. Just when I think about my life and how that 1 year that I decided to repeat really changed my path. Yeah.
Okay. In what way?
Because I think the grade I would have gotten coming out of the 2 years from the beginning would not be as good as I got in the end. I was just because I think there's something cumulative about IB through the first year and the second year that if you do badly in the first year, it kind of impacts the second year and impacts your final grade. So for me, it was like, yeah, let's just scrap that, start again, and it impacted the uni I went to. So when I did the second time round, it went really well. I met lots of people who, not only the repeating itself was helpful, but even the people I met, the year I went into at uni, the people I met then, and like the course I decided to do after now I repeated my second year. So yeah, it was really like formative for me, that repeating of the 1 year. I decided my sister went to Manchester, University of Manchester, and I just was like, I guess this is what we do in our family then, and did my research and ended up at the University of Sheffield, and it's honestly, to me, the best uni city like in the UK. I don't know, I know people will come for me, but it is the best uni city in the UK. It's like small enough to be like safe and comforting, like homey, but it still has kind of all the major things you might need in like a city. So I really loved it. I really loved my uni friends. It was a really nice time. I liked the course that I did. I did like a business and IT course. Okay. So it was like, it was mostly computer science modules with like, I think I did one marketing module and one accounting module. Which was good. It gave me a really good, a deep understanding into what I wanted to do, and yeah. So that was kind of my journey, how I got through uni. Okay. Yeah.
And when did you come back right after, or did you like work there for a little bit?
I did not. I worked through my degree. I worked at one of the like cafes on campus that made wraps, which honestly I really, really, really enjoyed. I had such a good time. I used to look forward to my shifts and be like, is anyone not going to work today? I can do a shift for someone, you know, like I would always offer to go and do shifts because I just enjoyed it so much. And it was just a fun break to, you know, the academics and like the social life of uni. It was just like an extra way, and I was making extra money now that because my dad was already giving me enough money to sustain, but I was like, this is just an extra way to something to add to my CV. Even, you know. So by the time I finish uni, I have something on my CV. I have some extra money to do whatever I wanted. You know. So I really, really enjoyed that. I'm sorry, I forgot what question.
Yeah, so did you come back right away after graduation?
I did. I was so eager to get back home. Like
really?
I went home every year, firstly, because I was just like, I cannot, it's just too cold in the UK for me. Like, I just found it a really, really cold place. And it just made me uncomfortable. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the cold, so it was just like, I just always wanted to be home. And I really just missed my family. And I don't really like new places, honestly. Even when I was going to uni, I was like, will I really survive this, you know? And I don't like to travel. Like, I'm just one of those people, you know? Yeah, I prefer to be like somewhere I know, with languages that I know. I was only once convinced enough to travel while I was at uni, but other than that, I was just kind of, I'd stay in Sheffield actually only. I think I went to London like 1 or 2 times. I really disliked London. It's just too much. It's an overwhelming city, like so many things happening all at once. So yeah, I always, since the beginning of uni, I was just really, I was focused on coming back home, ready to, you know, to leave the UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just, really, really eager.
Okay. So when you come home, do you start looking for jobs? How does that? Yeah.
I did my first internship at a large media company, which is where I met my husband.
Gotcha.
So I did an internship there for, how long was it? From September 2018 until around April.
Okay, so fairly recent.
Yeah. So that was my internship, and then I moved on. I worked a couple of jobs before I finally got to where I am now.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's been a really interesting journey. Whenever people look at my CV, they say you've done so many things, and you just graduated the other day. Yeah, so I think it's kind of how I am. I like to do new things. I want to try all sorts of things.
And in the stage you're in your career, I was the same. I was like hopping around, like maximum two years.
Exactly.
You're also trying to figure yourself out
exactly.
career-wise.
What do I actually want? So
yeah.
that's what it's been.
Okay.
It was like in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm finally finding, you know, my rhythm, my step, and what I want to do. So yeah, I'm really excited for, you know, the future.
What the future holds.
Yeah.
And how would you say like your time in the UK kind of shaped your mindset, whether it be career or motherhood, obviously? Because I always say like you carry a little bit of the places that you've lived in.
Yeah, very true. When I was at uni, I was very involved with church. And I remember, like I told you, I really love kids and I love taking care of children. I used to serve on the kids ministry. And obviously, I was with lots of children every Sunday. And it was really nice to see a very different style of parenting overall versus like Kenyan parenting. Just the kind of respect they give the children, the kind of space even. I used to think about the kind of environment I used to be taken to Sunday school here. It was very crowded, like nobody really cared how many children were in the room. It was just so many children, everybody was climbing over each other. And I remember not liking it, like I was just like, this is so uncomfortable. But the kind of consideration there was for the children at church was just so beautiful. I was just like, this is so nice. Like I love treating children like this, you know, because it was kind of it was part of my role to treat them like this and to serve them juice and biscuits, you know, and just to wait and take care of them before their parents came to get them. And there's a big difference in the way, for instance, a Kenyan child, and if you put a Kenyan child and say an American child, I always say American because I find American children very self-aware and very like they're empowered to
advocate for themselves.
Exactly. I remember I had a boss who had who had two kids, and there was this board game that they were explaining to me, and I was just sitting there like, I love this. Like I visited their house for something and they were just explaining to me how the board game works, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm being, you know, taught something by a child, and it's just so, I love it, you know. I love that they feel confident enough, like I can explain this game to you. And they were really little, so it was just like so beautiful. I really loved that. So seeing that was just so nice. Yeah, I met lots of families while I was there. You know how churches are. It's like, you know, come home to our house for lunch today.
Course, yeah.
So I would go home to their house and, you know, play with their children. Of course, to them, I was also one of the children.
Right.
But to me, I was just like more children, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so it was very, it's something that I really admire about families abroad, I guess.
Yeah.
I think they really empower their children to advocate for themselves and to believe in themselves, to have confidence enough to say, you know, no, I don't want that.
True.
You know, I actually prefer to drink XYZ, you know, and that's totally fine, you know. And I would love that in my child. And I try to empower her and to let her know that it's okay for you to say no to me, you know. It's okay for you to teach me something, you know. It's not always this way. It can also come from you to me.
That is
you
so
know.
true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
You always have to leave the window to be taught.
You do, yes, and it's extremely humbling.
Yeah, very.
This toddler is telling me what to do. But it's how that eventually becomes the kind of child that, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, everything you're saying definitely resonates.